The benefit to consumers is not greater. Definitely not.
I agree that the loss to consumers is greater than because consumers don't benefit.
I agree. So it is literally universal. You want to tariff all other countries but the U.S. or they move to the United States?
I mean, like, you can play whack-a-mole with, like...
But you understand the end of the whack-a-mole is going to be every country being tariffed, right?
No, not necessarily.
Then why wouldn't they just move to the country that's not being tariffed?
Or a level playing field of production.
A free trade is not... Wait, Localist, here's a question. Should we make a level playing field between Maine and California? Does it preclude there being a net benefit to trade if a country has a comparative advantage of something because of how they regulate it differently to relative to another country?
No, or whatever the right answer is.
Wait, no, give me a real fucking answer. You're just trolling. Oh my god. Do you agree that if they have a cost advantage, that we're going to be able to get more for our exports because they subsidize it?
Yes.
Okay, so we're getting...
yes, we're going to get more for our exports, but that doesn't matter.
Okay, wait, no, yes, it does. Yeah, because all free trade is a way to indirectly produce imports by first producing exports and then trading for those imports. So you agree, less domestic resources are being used to get more. Because exports use our domestic resources to give to foreign countries, right?
Probably, yes.
Okay. So we're using less domestic resources to get more.
Actually, I mean, like, it depends. Like, it's very dependent,
Is that? Well, it's actually really not. If you want to see more content like this, I would really appreciate you liking and subscribing. It really helps with the algorithm. And make sure to check out the Discord and other social links in the description.
Wait. So Nonfon, wait. Mute my arm for a second. I want an answer from Localist. What did I say that was wrong?
Everything, bro.
One thing. Okay, explain in detail about one thing.
I don't remember what you said. I need you to repeat it.
Okay, I'll repeat it. I think, and I can bear it out with data and theory, okay? I think tariffs reduce jobs, they reduce wages, they reduce productivity, they reduce growth, they increase prices, and they reduce exports. All of these things are economically bad, so I don't think we should implement tariffs. Definitely not universal tariffs. So that's my claim, right? And what's the response?
Claim is
like, wrong about everything. So you think tariffs don't increase prices, right? Can you explain to me how tariffs reduce prices?
When did I say that tariffs reduce prices?
You said he was wrong about everything.
You said I was wrong about everything, and I said they increase prices. So therefore, if I was wrong about that means they decrease prices.
Oh my god. You're right.
You're so slow. You're so slow.
No, but you said Nonfon earlier that because
wait. What was he wrong? What is he wrong about? Can you explain why?
That's really what this is about. Is that the cost to consumer or the benefit to consumers is greater than the cost to,
consumers don't
benefit. Yeah, it's exactly the opposite.
You want to say the benefit to producers is greater than the loss to consumers, and that's also not true. Yes. By the way, you can draw it out. You can see.
Yeah, we can show you some graphs if you want it.
That's not true. You just draw the Econ 101 graphs. But my claim was that
the benefit to consumers
and macroeconomic and producers across the economy because they reduce jobs.
The benefit to consumers is not greater. Definitely not.
I agree that the loss to consumers is greater than because consumers don't benefit.
I agree. Consumers are harmed by tariffs. They're not benefiting from tariffs. So Localist, again, I ask you, again, wait, Localist. Let's make it very clear. Do tariffs increase or decrease prices? Which one do they do?
Wait, what did you say? I didn't hear you.
Do tariffs increase or decrease prices?
They increase prices because it gets transferred to the consumer, of course. Well,
okay. So we already agree he wasn't wrong about everything.
How can you say there's a benefit to the consumer? What's the benefit to the consumer? Now the consumer needs to pay more.
The benefit's not to the consumer. Oh, well,
previously you were saying the consumer's benefit.
The reason we need
change that
to make American goods competitive with cheap Chinese manufacturing. If we have John Deere and John Deere, and it's the same company that produces the exact same method, and it's cheaper in China because of
sweatshops. So here's the question. So first of all, John Deere went to Mexico, not China.
It's fair to tariff them to level the playing field.
The second thing is, let's say there's a company, and they manufacture in China. Now I do a tariff on imports, Why would the company move back to the United States and not just move to another country than China?
It doesn't have to be necessarily. Well, it's like
I was just giving it as an example.
Why
It could
would
be
it-
South Korea. For example, Samsung is a competitor to a lot of American companies, right? Why would companies
tariff
producing
any
in like South
country.
Korea
You
or
can
whatever
tariff any good
move,
from any
right?
country.
So just
So,
answer my
so you
question.
want to tariff
Let's
everything?
say, oh my God, let's say we have a company and they compete with Chinese materials. Like, for example, steel. Okay, there are steel manufacturers in the United States, there are steel manufacturers in China. We are economically illiterate, so we want to do tariffs in the hopes that they will bring back jobs, even though they will not do that. So I'm asking you, why would the companies in China, right, the American companies that produce in China, move to the United States and not to, Mexico or Guatemala or whatever, any other country? Why would they choose
They
to move to
wouldn't
the
have
United
to move to the U.S. because it would make U.S. companies competitive. And the reason they
States?
wouldn't
You're
move
illiterate.
to
You're
another
actually illiterate.
country is because it's not safe to, because you can just tariff them as well. So it's not.
Okay. So if you want to do universal tariffs, you agree consumers now need to pay more, right?
I'm not saying.
What do you mean you're not saying? You literally said it 2
I'm not
minutes ago.
saying
You're
universal.
trolling. You're a troll. Like, you're a troll.
If it's not
impossible.
universal
not saying
tariffs,
universal.
then you could still just outsource it
I'm
to
not
another
saying on
country.
all
You
then.
said,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
just said if they move to another country, care for the other country. So it is literally universal. You want to tariff all other countries but the U.S., or they move to the
No.
United States.
I mean, like, you can play whack-a-mole with, like,
But you understand the end of the whack-a-mole is going to be every country being tariffed, right?
not necessarily.
Then why wouldn't they just move to the country that's not being tariffed?
Only almost all imports. Only almost all imports, right? Because China is a big importer. Like Mexico is a big
I think we
importer
should
to the
level the
United
playing
States.
field.
So you would do a tariff on Mexico and China, which is already going to be like a majority of imports, right? Not all, but like 90%.
But
That's
why
retarded.
shouldn't we level the playing field?
Wait,
when it's
Localist,
the
we can
same
respond to
thing?
that, but first, can you answer
you're
like our
not
question of like,
responding
are you in
at all.
favor of universal tariffs or like?
What does that mean? Like, on all...
Well, your
God.
position is you want to bring manufacturing back to America, right? And we pointed out, well, you'd have to tariff basically everyone to do that because otherwise companies are just going to go to other countries that
bring it
aren't being
Also, it
tariffed.
would hurt manufacturing. It would also hurt manufacturing. Okay, no, Localist, you're very slow. Look. If we do a tariff, let's say we have President Trump, he's so awesome, okay? And he does a tariff on steel. You know what a steel is, right? Steel, you know what that is?
Yeah.
Right. So he does a tariff on Chinese steel. Now companies move to the United States, but we agreed that steel is now more expensive. Well, let's think about other companies, like companies that use steel to produce cars or nails or whatever, or housing or whatnot, right? They also use steel. If we agree that now steel is more expensive, these other businesses get fucked way more than the businesses that move to the United States now, right? So we destroy the jobs. And for every one company that manufactures steel, there are 80 companies or people that consume steel.
Jobs, yeah,
so
not
we
companies,
hurt a lot
jobs.
more people. Jobs, okay, jobs. My bad. So yeah, so we hurt a lot more people than we help, because we make stuff more expensive by a meaningful amount to 80 times more people than people who we save their job. This is going to cause
It's not
a
just about
decrease
jobs,
in
though.
jobs.
Well,
Do you have
were
a
claiming
single
about
study? You have a single piece of data. We have world data about this. We have studies looking at over 150 countries and looking at a time span of over 50 years, okay? And these studies very clearly find that tariffs reduce jobs, they increase inequality, they reduce productivity, they reduce growth, right? If you reduce productivity, that reduces wages. They increase exchange rates, which hurts exports as well. They literally are bad across the board. I have the data, I have the theory, you have nothing. That's why no economist supports your position.
I mean, like, you support outsourcing American manufacturing to countries where it's cheaper, which is all you support.
if it's a net benefit, then yeah, I'm okay
I
with
want to
that.
help consumers in the United States. Yes, I love the people in the United States, so I want stuff to be cheaper for them.
And I believe
You think
that
we
the
should just make
loss
everything
is
in America?
greater than the gain that consumers get.
Well, and there's no basis for that claim.
God.
That's why you cannot cite theory. That's why you cannot cite data. I can cite you studies. I can cite you theory. I can draw the graphs. I can cite expert consensus. You only have an orange retard who cannot even define a tariff properly.
Why would I be right if I was right?
You're retarded.
What reasons would I give?
You know what? It's non-fun. I hope you know. Say this on your stream, okay? But it's funny to me how the people who oppose free trade the most are the people who need to buy like ropes from China the most, right? Like,
you don't promote free trade.
I mean, I
don't know. We kind of do.
I don't think you mind paying a little extra.
You promote unrestricted imports and call it free trade.
I mean, there are other elements to free trade than unrestricted imports, obviously.
The people who need to buy a rope the most. It's just crazy to me.
What about
free trade requires a level playing field with regulations. It has to be.
Nope. That's not true.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Wait, first of all, Localist. First of all, okay, wait, nope. First of all, Localist, I agree. Free trade is more to do than just unrestricted imports. That's not the only thing. I support free trade, including the other things other than like giving your own citizens freedom to import. I just think primarily the thing that's most directly in control of the U.S. government is their own citizens' ability to import freely. So that's why I primarily talk about that. That's the reason behind that. I also support other countries decreasing tariffs. I think it's in our interest, and I think it's in their interest as well. But I don't have control over that. So you agree I support free trade, right? Like.
I don't believe
he doesn't have the brain to understand what you just said.
Because you don't support a level playing field of production.
A free trade does not. Wait, Localist. Here's a question. Should we make a level playing field between Maine and California?
In what instance? In what case?
Generally, I mean, like any given good.
If they had substantially weaker regulations in California, where they could exploit people in ways that they can't in Maine, then yes, you can do that to level the playing field.
We should allow Maine to tariff.
If it's the same level of productivity and it's cheaper in California because of things like worker exploitation, then it's fair to level the playing field.
No, it's clear. Look, people like that, people like Localists, they don't want the United States to be building cars. They don't want the United States to be building like the big things. They want the United States to be only building like, you know, the less value added things like, you know, nails or whatever, like very bad stuff. They don't want the most productive industries in the United States. They want the least ones. That's why they want tariffs, right? That's what tariffs protect, right? You don't understand trade. You don't like Localist. Can you define comparative advantage?
He doesn't think it's real. He doesn't understand it at all. But let's see him try to do it.
I don't think he knows what it is.
No, he kind of knows what it is because we've talked about it a little bit before, but he doesn't understand it.
Well, let's see if he can define it.
What?
Comparative advantage. Define comparative advantage.
It means you're more productive at producing that thing.
Nope.
Okay. No, well, not necessarily you. Like, let's say, I don't know. Let's say Bangladesh was better at producing, I don't know, fucking phones, whatever, than the United States.
More efficient at. Yes.
More efficient. Yeah, they can produce more per hour. Okay, for lesser price. Okay, or whatever, right? And they can produce better quality products, right? And the United States can produce another good, better. Right. So if these countries freely trade, where, you know, producing phones is relegated to only Bangladesh and producing whatever, I don't know, cars is only relegated to the United States, now you have more cars and more phones in the world, right? Because you get the most productive industries, the most productive countries to produce the thing they're the best at. Okay, that's you literally benefit everyone in that exchange. That's why when you allow free trade, both sides benefit. Otherwise, they would not do the trade. Right?
The reason
when you do a tariff, however, yeah, what? The reason why it's not true is...
Want me to explain why that's not the same thing that we're talking about?
That's an argument for free trade. We're against that. You want a level playing field. If Bangladesh can beat the United States, if Bangladesh can beat the United States in producing a certain good, that means the playing field is not equal. They have an advantage. You want it not. You want no one to have an advantage, which means necessarily less productive industries. That's bad for wages.
You're conflating cheaper with more efficient. That's the thing. Why you're wrong.
No.
Yes, you are.
If someone could produce, only one, if Bangladesh could only produce one, if Bangladesh could only produce one phone, right? But it would be a cheaper phone, right? Then they wouldn't trade with the United States because the United States would not trade with them. They would rather like have more expensive phones, but a greater quantity of them.
Is price efficiency?
What?
Is price efficiency or no?
Wait, can you define productivity?
Now you're talking even more.
Efficiency is productivity.
You haven't
Can you
addressed
define
my point.
productivity? Can you define productivity?
You haven't addressed my point at all.
Can you define product? I did. I answered. I don't think I don't think efficiency means a price. Now, can you define productivity?
You do because, like, and this
Can you answer my question, retard?
Localist, please.
You answer mine. Answer my question, dumbass.
When you have a comparative advantage at
Dumbass,
something,
answer my question. Answer my question, idiot.
Wait, you don't even know what efficient means. Can you answer what that would?
You don't know what productivity means. You don't even know what that means.
You don't know what productivity means.
I do. You don't. You don't know the definition of productivity.
You haven't defined it yet.
Don't talk to me about efficiency. Not know what productivity
Well, he's
is.
testing if you can define it first, but he can define it. Like,
Well, no, I asked him. He should define it. I'm not giving him an inch.
You haven't defined it.
I'm asking you to define it.
You haven't defined productivity.
I'm asking you to define it. I'll define it the moment you get it. You give a wrong answer or say I don't know.
I mean, like, you haven't explained why I'm wrong. Because you're saying...
I asked
Oh my God.
You asked me
Can you
if
answer the
prices are the
question?
definition of efficiency. I told you no. The definition of efficiency is productivity. Now I'm asking you, what is productivity?
You're saying China has a comparative advantage.
You retard, define
can you
productivity.
answer the question?
Not because of more efficient production, because of more cheap production.
Define productivity.
Why? That's not my job. That's your job. You're the, like
No, I asked you a question. Answer it.
No, it's
You
your
asked
job,
me, to be clear, you asked me an irrelevant question. You asked me if prices are efficiency. That's irrelevant, and I still answered. Now you answer my question.
You didn't address my point at all.
Now you answer my question.
You're saying that...
Now you answer my question. Answer my question. Answer my question. Answer my question. Answer my question,
Does cheaper
dumbass.
mean comparative advantage? Yes or no?
Dumbass.
Does cheaper
Dumbass.
mean comparative advantage?
Idiot. Answer my question.
First, and then I'll answer yours.
Answer my question. Answer my question.
You answer mine first.
It's one of the most
Does
simple.
cheaper
It's the
production mean
simplest equation there is.
comparative advantage?
It's like only two variables. It's like very clear. What is productivity? Just define it.
Does cheaper production mean a comparative advantage?
Wait, Localist, answer the question, please. Answer his question. He asked first. Just answer the fucking question,
You gave
dude.
a guy
Or just say you don't know.
about comparative advantage, and then I answer it, and then you just like sidetrack.
Wait, Localist, can you just answer the question? Just answer the question. What? Or say you don't know.
It's irrelevant to the point that we're talking about.
It is absolutely irrelevant.
Why is it relevant?
We are literally all talking about
First,
efficiency,
answer my
productivity,
question.
and comparative
Even if you think
advantage.
it's irrelevant, I want to show that you don't know the basics of economics. You don't know the basic thing, but you still have a strong opinion on it.
Cheaper production
You've
with
never
more
read a
efficiency.
single thing about tariffs. You've never read a single thing about trade, and you still have a strong
You can't
opinion on it.
address
I want to
that.
expose that. I'm interested in exposing that.
Keynes would agree with me right now.
Wait,
Well,
can you just
Keynes
answer
would
the
only agree
fucking
when he writes a
question?
paper with Krugman, right? He would only agree in this paper with Krugman, right?
You would only agree with me.
You said Krugman and Keynes. Okay, to be clear,
They collab all the time.
You're like a troll, right?
I mean, they're collabing right now.
Well, he is trolling because he does this all the time where like he
This
has
is
an
why-
unbelievable.
I respect you. Look, not fun. I respect you.
Mhm.
The problem with you is you actually talk about like the crux of the issue, assuming the other side is in good
You
faith or knows what they're talking about. They're not.
You
A
don't. You
Republican,
just start asking
if someone
other
supports Trump, they necessarily have no idea what they're talking about, and that's what you need to show. You don't need to show that they're wrong. You need to show that they're clueless, and they are.
What does that have to do with
They're
Trump?
not even wrong. Like they don't
Trump.
even
This is
understand.
about
They're not making a proposition.
Trump.
It's only emotion. They don't know what they're saying, right? Like when I say like like China can produce a commodity with a lower opportunity cost, right? I know what I'm saying. Like I know what comes out
No,
of
you
my mouth.
don't.
When they
No,
say
'cause
that,
you're
they don't
lying.
even know what they're saying, right? They cannot be
You don't
wrong.
know what you're
They don't
saying.
even know what they're saying. There's no
You're saying they
propositional
can do
content.
it cheaper, therefore they have a lower opportunity.
You don't know.
cost.
You said
Oh my
you said
God.
the word productivity, and you don't even. You said it was wrong about
Like,
productivity, and you don't even know what productivity
more
Do you understand how embarrassing that is? You understand how embarrassing that is to not even know what productivity is?
It means more efficient at producing.
No, what is the formula for it? Wait. Also, if you think productivity means more efficiency, then you concede you ask me if prices are the definition of efficiency, and you say it's productivity.
You haven't even answered that question like properly.
I did.
You haven't
I literally
answered
did. I said
that
no.
question. Oh my god,
I said
dude.
no, and now you agree with me. I said no, and now you agree with me.
Playing straw man game.
So you see,
Are we?
you see what I mean? You see what I mean? If someone is a Republican,
know.
they don't like when they say tariffs are good. They don't know what they're saying. It's like they cannot. Someone is wrong if what they intend to say doesn't correspond to reality, right? They don't even know what. There's no intention there. Only emotion. There's no intention.
Because you're saying China can produce.
They don't know. They don't have the. What do you call it? They don't have the mental content to back up their statement.
Wait, Loca, this is another thing.
It's like if I said relativity, like general relativity, or like quantum field theory is like
Localist.
I don't even know what quantum field theory is, so my statement cannot be wrong because I don't even know.
I'm going to ask this question. You're going to understand why he's not going to answer it because Localist is incredibly stupid, and this is so he can't answer the question because it will reveal how stupid he is.
No, he's a troll. He's a troll. He said
he is trolling because his position is stupid. Well, he's trolling. He goes to trolling when he understands he can't defend his position. Localist, do you agree that countries can have a comparative advantage because of different regulations?
Yeah, and to be clear, this guy said Krugman published a paper with Keynes,
efficient,
even though Krugman was born after Keynes died.
Wait, that doesn't answer my question, Localist. Localist, do you think that countries can have a comparative advantage of something because of differences in regulation?
If the regulation affects efficiency, then yes.
Okay, that isn't a position you held previously, which is why you constantly talked about leveling the playing field. But I'm glad you realize your mistake now and agreeing. But
I'm saying if two countries have the same efficiency at producing a thing, and one's cheaper because of regulations, it's okay to level the playing field.
Do you think it precludes? Do you think it precludes it being a net benefit to engage in trade? So first of all, you agree that they have a comparative advantage because of regulation, right?
No, they don't have a comparative advantage.
Okay, so you just switch your position in like 2 minutes.
If they don't have the comparative advantage, why would companies go?
If they have the same level of efficiency, who has the advantage? No, neither of them.
Wait, Localist, just answer the question because you said yes to this previously. And I want to see if you give a different answer now. Do you agree that countries can have a comparative advantage because of differences in regulation?
If the regulation affects efficiency.
Okay.
If two countries have the efficiency and the regulations...
So wait, no, just give me a yes or no. You're saying if. That implies that it's yes. Can you just say yes? Say, Localist, I need to hear these words come out of your mouth, okay? Countries can have a comparative advantage because of differences in regulation.
Yes, but that's not...
No, say those words. Say those words. I need you to say those words because you're going to go back on them.
Yes, a country can have a comparative advantage based on regulations if it is
so do you agree
based.
Do you agree that if a country has a comparative advantage in something and we have a comparative advantage in something else, that it at least in principle can lead to net benefits if we engage with trade with them?
I need you to repeat what you said.
Do you agree that if countries specialize in what they have a comparative advantage in trade, that can lead to net benefits for both of them? Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So,
that's the whole point of the whole point of trade, yes.
Okay, does it preclude there being a net benefit to trade if a country has a comparative advantage in something because of differences in the regulation?
Here's the better way to
And no, answer that. Shut the fuck up. Answer that. No, Localist, answer that. Answer that. Yes or no? Localist, answer that. Localist, answer that.
What?
Does it preclude there being a net benefit to trade if a country has a comparative advantage of something because of how they regulate it differently relative to another country?
No, or whatever the right answer is.
Wait, no, give me a real fucking answer. You're just trolling. Oh my god. Do you agree?
What I'm saying. You should kick people like that. Like these people don't.
Okay. Do you think it precludes if a country has a comparative advantage in something because of differences in regulation? Does that preclude there being a net benefit from engaging in trade?
No.
Okay, thank you. So we agree that leveling the playing field doesn't lead to a net benefit. Do you understand how that leads you?
Leveling the playing field is a cost advantage, not a comparative advantage. You're attacking us.
What do you? Oh my god, dude.
You
agree that a country can have a comparative advantage in something because of regulation. You agree on that point. But then you immediately shift to the point of Actually, regulation can only
that's
give you a cost
comparative
advantage.
But what does that mean? Efficiency, not
Oh my god.
price, not cost. They have a cost advantage. I don't know how
You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? How Republicans are not even wrong.
I'm
Yeah.
right, and then you're just sidetracking.
Like
completely.
they're like anti-Semites, okay? They either know they're enjoy saying ridiculous stuff, or they're like completely clueless and just like say whatever to say whatever.
Straw man, ad hoc.
It's not an ad hoc.
No points, just fallacies with you.
What?
No points, only fallacies with you.
Okay.
You made a single point.
I've made multiple points.
No.
I said tariffs reduce employment, they reduce wages, they reduce productivity, they reduce growth, they increase prices, they reduce imports, they increase exchange rates.
And you're still wrong.
Wait, do you agree that tariffs increase exchange rates, or do you disagree with that?
Let's stay on the topic of a...
No, let's answer questions. Let's answer questions.
comparative advantage.
Well, you can't define what productivity is, or like.
Advantage. Let's stay on comparative advantage. What is the definition of productivity? That's relevant.
Yeah, you're just playing games, man.
Can you answer that?
The ability to produce.
No.
Okay, you gave a wrong answer. Can you give the right answer now and explain to him why?
Yeah, the definition of efficiency, it's very simple. It's like, it's one of the simplest.
It's just total
equations.
output over total input.
Output over input. It's output over input. That's it. Output over input. It's just the ratio of how much you can produce versus how much you input. That's all it is. That's all it is. Right?
If two countries are
like
the
marginal
same...
productivity is diminishing because like, or like whatever. It's like very simple. Look, you can understand all of it from first principles. It's the most simplest. I think it's the simplest equation in economics.
Probably.
There are simpler ones. Probably, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Like
it's like the variables are simple. But the problem is Republicans and Trump supporters, or like protectionists and like people like that, they don't even have like when they say tariffs won't reduce productivity and they disagree with me on that, they don't even know what they're saying. Like they have no clue what comes out of their mouth. I value my words. I value the truth. They don't. They would say whatever as long as it supports their goal.
Trump. If two countries have the same level of efficiency and one is cheaper, who has the comparative advantage?
Do you agree?
Simple question. If two countries have the same level of production and one's cheaper, who has the comparative advantage?
The cheaper one. All else equal, the cheaper one.
No, it's neither. They have a cost advantage, but not a comparative advantage because they're not more efficient. They're just cheaper. It's the same level.
A comparative advantage is just that the opportunity produces. Yeah, that's it.
Which has to do with
it's not the actual price. It's the opportunity cost.
Wait. I realize I should engage on the substance. What is it? What is opportunity cost? Can you define that?
Opportunity cost is the ability to produce cheaper.
Yeah. Buy a rope. The
opportunity cost is the ability to hit the phone vape on stream right now. Now, if I hit the phone vape,
I don't have. Can you answer the question? Do you actually not know what opportunity cost is? Because that would explain a lot. Wait, do you think Tiger Woods should mow his own lawn?
Yes, of course, bro.
Okay, thanks for trolling.
You should have a robot that mows his own lawn instead of paying somebody. You should have a robot that does it.
Where Menard goes? Menard's still streaming.
Can you explain why tariffs increase exchange rates? Now that we're done with like comparative advantage, because we don't even know what it means.
You were wrong about comparative advantage.
No, it's not. You don't even know what it means. Like, you're not even wrong. Like you're lacking level of like understanding to even be wrong. Right? It's like if a toddler accidentally said 1 + 1 = 3, they accidentally said that. They don't mean what they said. They don't know what they said. Right? So they're not even wrong. You're like that. You don't even know what you said. You don't even know what came out of your mouth.
That kid's wrong as fuck. You should yell at that kid.
Yeah,
you're wrong.
You should own that kid. That's why I like
body
child
slam.
labor,
You
by
should
the way. That's why I support child labor.
Through the table from the third rope, fucking body slam.
I agree. That's why I support child labor, by the way. But either
Lower
way,
opportunity cost means you're able to produce more
Listen,
efficiently.
the only
That's
way we're
what I
gonna
said.
compete with
How is that
China
wrong?
if we make
an
the child labor
opportunity
legal.
cost is the cost that you would have had if you choose otherwise. That's like the difference between the costs. Like,
Which I said lower opportunity cost is what I was.
no, you don't even know what it means. You don't even know what it means.
I was saying lower.
Now, can you explain? Can you explain? Can you
opportunity.
explain why tariffs
Yes,
increase
lower
exchange rate?
opportunity cost.
It's
Can
simple,
you explain
man.
why
Should
tariffs
Americans
increase
be canning
exchange rates?
fruit, or should Americans be building cars? What do you think?
Wait, can
is
you
better?
explain? Can you explain? Can you explain why tariffs increase exchange rates?
What is an exchange rate, Localist?
Oh wait,
Why?
my bad. Yeah. What is an exchange rate?
Trump and the Republicans and Matt Gates.
Wait, can you explain what an
What is an
exchange rate
exchange
is? What's a foreign exchange rate?
What is an exchange rate?
And Marjorie
What is an
Green.
exchange rate?
Goddamn Trump.
What is an exchange rate?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Tell me.
Okay.
We can tell.
Enlighten me,
Yeah.
Sam.
So shut the fuck up. Buy a rope. Like,
Are you
and
pro
get out of this
nullification?
world. We don't want you.
Dominations. You're wrong, sample text. You're wrong.
What is he wrong
Should
about?
Americans be developing and
Wrong
building
about the
cars, or should we
opportunity
be
cost and the
canning fruit?
efficiency and everything.
What do you think would be better for the economy? Building and developing cars or canning fruit?
I don't know. Which one has lower opportunity costs? Probably canning fruit.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't even know what came out
That's
of
the
your
high
mouth.
productivity industry, canning fruit.
Wait, do you think
Highest
Krugman ever
productivity.
published with the Keynes? Do you think Krugman ever published with Keynes?
Hmm?
You
Oh,
think
yeah, the other
Krugman-
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah.
You haven't read it yet?
Yeah.
You didn't actually cite, you cited one graph, and we explained to you the issues with the graph, but you just keep citing it. And when you know you're wrong, you just start trolling. You do this every time.
You're
And
wrong
also,
about the opportunity costs. You're wrong about
you
the
can't
comparative
define
advantage.
opportunity cost. You can't define efficiency. You can't define productivity.
Wait, I want to confront you. Why do you not
I
ban
defined
people? Like, you know
I know. I need the
they're, like,
viewers. I don't know. Also, Localist, you have been wrong about. If you think that you're right now, that implies that you have been wrong before. Because I can literally like scroll up in general, and you can see where you said that countries can't have a comparative advantage in something because of how they regulate things. Yet in this debate, you have said that countries can have a comparative advantage because in differences in regulation.
You're conflating a cost advantage with comparative
Wait, Localist,
advantage.
do you agree or disagree that countries can have a comparative advantage in something because of how they regulate it?
Yes, if it affects efficiency, not cost. And that's the difference, is that you're conflating the two and you don't care and you're playing games.
Uh-huh. So previously you have said that countries cannot have a comparative advantage.
You answered it wrong.
What question?
That's pretty bad. I asked him if two countries have the same level of efficiency and one can produce for cheaper, who has the comparative advantage. He said the one that can produce for cheaper. When there's no comparative advantage, it's only a cost advantage.
Well, you're not. Comparative advantage has to do with what they can give up to get it, not the actual. Oh my god, dude.
It's like saying, oh, actually, the thing that defines efficiency is input. Because if countries can produce the same thing, but one requires less input, then this one has like a.
It doesn't require less input.
This one's better. No, it's just the definition of a comparative advantage is just opportunity cost. That's it, right? Like the country with the lesser opportunity cost. Now, you don't even know what you're saying. You know you're trolling. I have zero clue why Nonfon is willing to keep you around. You're only like a menace. You are like a drag. You are like zero IQ. You're like intentionally like absurd. I don't know how you respect yourself. I don't know how you sleep at night, like knowing that like you don't respect yourself at all.
You're fake. Can't answer any of the questions. You're saying cheaper means more efficient.
You didn't even answer what productivity was. This is the most basic thing.
Also, cheaper is probably going to imply that you give up less to make it, right?
You said the country that can produce for cheaper has a lower opportunity cost. That's not true.
No, I said all else equal.
Yeah, all else equal, that would almost certainly be true, right? Yeah.
Cheaper means lower opportunity cost.
If
you know what? I'm good. I'm not going to talk to him anymore. I want to talk to Nonfon.
Because you're wrong.
Yeah, bro.
You're wrong.
What's the Bobby guy? What is he doing?
Got you by the balls here.
Bubby? I don't know. Minar just said he wanted to talk to him. Minar's gone now, but
Is
I
he
don't
still
know.
streaming?
You're
Where
afraid
did he
of
go?
nullification. You're
I actually
afraid
have
of
no clue.
Maybe he
Wait.
went because like you muted him. He couldn't talk anymore. Oh, he ended his stream. I don't know.
Democrats
That
need
guy's low IQ.
the Democrats need real ideas.
Awesome, bro. You don't know. You don't have any ideas. Like your brain is empty.
You have no thoughts. Yeah.
The ideas.
You don't even know You don't even know you exist.
I proved you wrong, and now you're just crying.
Hold on. Wait. Do you still think that you should compare real wages to inflation? That you should divide real wages by inflation?
I don't know these questions, man.
Okay, so you don't know now. So you admit that you've at least changed your position there, right?
Right to remain silent. Fifth Amendment.
Right.
Not answering questions. Fifth Amendment. Just like sample text. He's never answered like anything correctly yet. He's always been wrong.
You haven't answered anything correctly. All else equal, if a country's able to
I've
produce something,
answered everything correctly.
that's
sample
not
though. He's wrong.
true.
Chronically wrong.
Okay.
Chronically incorrect. Sidetracked the conversation. Now we ruined the debate about tariffs.
What is an
Ruined
exchange rate?
it.
Yeah. Wait. What is? You never answered that question. What is an exchange rate? Can you answer that question
Ruined it with
correctly?
the exchange rate. He's ruined it with the exchange rate. He's ruined it.
Wait. Can you answer that?
The cost to consumers is bad.
That's not what an exchange rate is. Can I quote Krugman at you real quick? I just want to read this quote from Krugman.
Please.
International trade is really just a production technique, a way to produce importables indirectly by first producing exportables and then exchanging them. There will be gains to be had from this technique, so long as world relative prices differ from domestic opportunity cost, regardless of the source of that difference. That is, it does not matter from the point of view of national gains from trade, whether other countries have different relative prices because they have different resources, different technologies, different tastes, different labor laws, or different environmental standards. All that matters is that they are different, and then we can gain from trading with them.
He's half wrong. He's wrong about the one thing that
You have zero clue. Don't even say he's wrong. You don't even know what wrong is. Like you don't know what he's saying.
Dude,
It's like if I read a physicist about quantum field theory talking about gravitons and photons, like, and I say he's wrong, I don't even know what like these sentences mean. I cannot say he's wrong. I don't even know what he's saying.
Oh. Yeah, man, you're right.
Yeah, I am.
Localist, what do you think of January 6th? Do you still just think that Eastman did nothing wrong? Eastman did not admit that he was going to violate the law?
I thought this was about the other thing about...
Well, I mean, you just are not willing to engage in this at all. I mean, like...
You guys ruined the debate about... You're not engaging with me, and then you're saying I'm not engaging
Localist,
with you. It's not fair.
we have answered all your questions, have we not?
Being triple teamed, and you still want to answer my questions.
What question of yours have we not answered?
About the comparative advantage. Blah,
We
blah,
did
blah,
answer
cost
that.
advantage. No, you guys conflated cost advantage with comparative advantage, and then.
So long as a relative price difference exists, that we can gain from
The
trading with
main
them.
thing that the
That's my
tariff thing is
position.
about is whether the benefit to consumers is greater than whatever.
Well, wait, how are you still saying this? Tariffs don't benefit consumers.
I mean No, I meant outsourcing because I keep complaining with outsourcing.
You don't know what you're saying.
No, I meant outsourcing does not.
No, you didn't mean
I'm
anything.
saying
There's
the
no intention behind your words. You don't know what you're saying.
Outsourcing is not greater
You're like
than the
a
loss from
You're
outsourcing.
only saying accidental
what I'm
things.
saying.
Like if you say a sentence,
great-
that's accidental.
The
You didn't
gain
mean
from
it.
outsourcing is not greater. Whatever I was gonna say, you keep interrupting me. And
The gain to who? The net gain?
the gain from lower prices is not greater than
The gain to
cost
who?
from
The
outsourcing
net
all
gain is
production
your.
to China.
The gain to who? On net?
Sure, I don't know. Whatever
Okay, you don't know, so why the fuck are you saying? I like. Oh my god. Wait, Localist, can you just unironically answer? Should Tiger Woods mow his own lawn?
No, bro.
Okay. So should the U.S. be growing pineapples?
That's a good question.
I think these two questions may
I
happen to
think we
be
should.
almost totally
we should.
analogous.
Local pineapple production. That's what I'm.
Localist, can you admit that any jobs protected by tariffs are deadweight loss?
No, definitely
Why
not.
not? Do you agree that what those people are producing could have been imported for cheaper before?
Why?
Wait, answer that. Do you agree that what the...
By the Destiny fucking law.
Wait, can you just answer my fucking questions? Do you agree that what the people are producing could have been imported cheaper before?
Why did the debate bro tactics?
Can you just answer the fucking question? Is it a debate bro
Wait, what was
tactic
the
to answer a
question?
question? Do you agree that before a tariff is implemented, or sorry, what did I ask? That the good that the people are producing domestically could have been imported cheaper before, and could still be imported cheaper?
Yes.
Okay, great. Do we agree that domestic resources that could have otherwise been doing other things are now being used to produce something that could have been imported cheaper before? Domestic resources are now being used, and they could otherwise be used to do something else.
I don't know, man. You're like.
Wait, no, answer that. What do you mean you don't know? Do you agree that domestic resources are being utilized to produce things that we previously imported? Yes or no?
These are the wrong questions. You're asking.
Wait, no, just answer the question. Answer the question. Do you agree that domestic resources are being utilized to produce something that could have been imported before, or was being imported before?
I'll give a neutral answer. How about that? Does that appease you?
Well, you can say you don't know, and if you don't know, I can explain to you.
We lose more from not manufacturing here than we gain from.
So did that actually? So if you can't answer this question, then it can't be making that claim because you don't understand enough to. What'd you say? Sorry.
We lose more than we gain.
Okay, so here's my question. Okay, if a tariff,
that's all that matters.
If a tariff
Right?
is imposed,
Are relevant.
I'm using this question to explain to you why that's not true. Okay, so if a tariff is imposed, could the good be imported at a lower price before it was being produced domestically?
Yes.
Okay. Are domestic resources utilized to now produce that previously imported good? Okay, so we agree that domestic resources are being used to produce a good that could be imported for cheaper.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean be made more efficiently in the other country. It could be done cheaper.
That doesn't. So we agree domestic resources are being used to create something that previously could have been imported for cheaper.
Yes.
Do you understand how that's kind of a waste? Because those domestic resources could have otherwise been doing other things. Those domestic resources could have been doing something else and doing something that we could have done for cheaper anyway. Oh, and consumers lose because they have to reduce their total consumption.
So you're saying that we could reallocate those resources, but would we reallocate them more efficiently? Yes or no? Which is like we don't know.
Under a free market, yeah, we would almost certainly allocate them more efficiently. Yeah.
If you're specialized in a certain thing and then you get unemployed, are you going to find something that you're more efficient? Like, you're not going to necessarily find something more efficient to do than something you specialized in your entire life. On an individual level, that might be true, but that, like, just because someone's losing from trade doesn't mean that we don't gain from trade on net. That's a completely unbelievably retarded point. And, like, I think this has to do with priorities. You prioritize lower consumer price. I prioritize... Wait, this could have to do with priorities, but you're not conceding to the fact that, like, what I'm saying is true and we just have different priorities. I prioritize... Wait, maybe that's true. Okay, you can say that. I just want you to concede that this is deadweight loss first. I don't think. No, it isn't deadweight loss.
Okay, so then let's continue fighting. Don't say we have different priorities. You don't agree with the point I'm making. It's not a matter of priorities. We could have the same empirical view of the world, but have different priorities, and therefore think different policies are beneficial based on our priorities. But we don't even agree on what is what the truth of the matter is here.
If instead of manufacturing, these people move to a
Wait, hold on. We can't agree. Stop doing the manufacturing shit right now. Wait, stop. Nope. Stop. Shut the fuck up.
These people aren't producing anything then. Right? It's either producing or not producing. These people aren't going to be producing probably. They're going to be.
Wait, what is your claim here? What is your claim?
When we start manufacturing all the production of goods, all we get left is services. That's why we have 80% service economy.
I don't think so. Do you agree that those service sector is more productive than this manufacturing sector?
No. No. It's definitely not.
No? Then why is it so much more profitable? Then why don't people do manufacturing businesses here? Like, if it's more productive, more...
Because it's cheaper to manufacture in other countries. That doesn't mean it's more efficient, then there's lower opportunity costs, and there's a comparative advantage. It just means it's cheaper, right? And that's where you're wrong about...
Wait, do you agree? Wait, no, do you... So long as there is a difference in relative prices, we can gain from trading. That's my position.
Hmm?
Do you agree?
We gain from trade when the other country's more efficient at producing the good.
We gain from trade when there's relative difference in prices. As long as world relative prices differ from domestic opportunity costs.
We gain because the other country's more efficient at producing the good.
Oh my fucking god. You can't even... Wait, can you define efficiency? Can you define... What's the formula for efficiency?
Man, it's a big question. It's a tough one.
We have already given you the answer to this, actually, but...
Yeah.
It's really tough.
It's really not, considering we've literally already given you the answer.
This is very tough. Yeah, it has something to do with imports and outports. I mean, like imports and exports. Not quite sure.
Nope.
Outport?
Got something to do with imports and exports.
Yeah, Nonfon. I mean,
Fortnite.
Do you think you gain viewers from this?
Actually, kind of. Well, relative to some other streams, yeah.
Yeah, this is
It depends.
This is a ridiculous conversation.
Well, I kind of agree, but not for the same reasons.
It's a ridiculous conversation because I'm trying to talk about one thing and you're trying to talk about the other thing, and we're talking at each other, not with each other. And then it's like, ask question.
Well, if I'm
really
making
what we're talking about.
What is directly addressing what we're talking about? When I ask questions, they're like always addressing directly what we're talking about.
Like, you need to learn how to make a point without asking trillion questions, you know? Like, you can just make the point.
Well, it just seems like you never like understand anything, so like I have to ask questions to make sure that like we're operating on the same page.
You're asking leading questions, though. You're like trying to lead.
Wait, is asking what the definition of productivity is a leading question?
Really? Like, is that my example of your leading question? No. Like, you asked leading questions, which is like...
What was the leading question I asked here?
Like, you asked me a bunch of questions trying to lead me towards a specific conclusion.
Yeah.
Is that not true?
I mean, I'm trying to get you to concede that I'm right on a certain point.
Like, you're trying to make me conclude your point. And not just like...
Well, yeah, yes, I'm trying to get you to logically understand the point I'm making, yeah.
You know, I don't like that tactic. I don't like that.
What would you prefer me do? If I just explain... To be clear, if I just explain it, you're just going to flat out disagree, and then I'm going to have to ask the questions to make sure you understand it. Like, there's no...
The reason why those kind of questions are bad is because you're trying to lead someone towards a certain conclusion, and if they don't agree with the conclusion, then they're just going to be combative towards...
Well, I'm trying to get you to agree to certain premises, like the fact that, like, domestic resources...
Right, when and then once you agree to those premises, it's like...
Then the conclusion logically follows, yes, that's how that works, yes.
But it like leaves out like everything else. It just leaves out all nuance and everything else, and then there's no nuance to it. Cause yes or no questions. Is this yes or no?
Yes, I try to get you to answer yes or no questions. Like what?
Allowed yes or no. No nuance. It's like,
I mean, if I'm just trying to get you to agree to a certain premise, then most of the time there isn't much room for nuance.
It's not good. It's just like not good. It's just not.
It's not good.
It's just not good.
Why is it not good? What's the argument for it not being good?
Good conversation.
Good night, Bubby. Really appreciate you stopping by and giving me bits. I really appreciate it. See you later.
It's not good conversation. That's just like leading question.
How is it a leading question? What's the definition of a leading question? I don't even know. Leading.
I don't know. Like I think it's like you're trying to.
It's okay, you don't know either, so I don't know why. A question that prompts and encourages a desired answer.
Yeah. Or like it just like you're trying to ask me questions which will make me reach a conclusion that I don't agree with. And I'm leaving out all
yeah, I'm trying to, because logically, if you agree with the premises and the conclusion logically follows from the premises, then yes. That is a debate. What do you think of it? What do you...
No, because you ask like yes or no questions, like, oh, does this have this? Yes or no? Does this have this? Yes or no? And then it's like you answer with nuance. It's like, no nuance.
Well, I'm trying to see if you agree with the premise.
And then it's like, okay, you answered 3 yeses, but you still have a nuanced no. Oh, well, now you've already, now you've made
yeah, if you agree to all the premises and the conclusion, and don't agree to the conclusion, but all the premise, but all the premises or the conclusion, the argument is valid, so the conclusion actually follows from the premises, then you would have contradicted yourself by doing that, right?
I don't think they are valid a lot of the time.
Well, then just say that. That's not the argument you make.
It's like they're very like narrow yes or no questions.
Well, because I want a yes or no answer, and I want to give you the room to fucking weasel out of it because you don't understand how shit works.
You see, like you can't have nuance because that's weaseling. We'll call it weaseling.
You can't have nuance. I mean, you can't have nuance because you don't actually understand enough to have nuance.
No nuance allowed. Not on my stream.
Well, I mean, you can go watch other conversations I've had with people who actually understand at least a little bit more what they're talking about. I allow them some more nuance, but like when it comes to some of this stuff, I kind of have to be...
I mean, like, I could move the conversation in a place where you don't know as much, and then it's like, and then dance around you there, and then go, oh, you don't know anything about
well,
this.
Like, when I don't know something, I'll just say I don't know, or like I'm neutral. When you don't know something, you start either just like trolling or start like using ChatGPT.
Well, you guys make me shut down. You guys like ask these dumb questions and then make me just shut down. It's like you're not even on point, or like you're not even on the topic anymore. You're just like playing games, and then it's like 3 of you guys playing games, and then me actually trying to talk.
Right. Do you think it's more... Who do you think is playing games more in a conversation if one person is asking a question and the other person is constantly avoiding that question? Who do you think is the one playing games there?
Yes.
That actually doesn't answer my question.
Like you ask these narrow...
He knows it doesn't. He knows
who answer questions. I think it's like when you sidetrack with these weird questions and everything.
I don't understand what you mean by sidetrack. To be clear, like, I'll ask something, like, do you think that, like, free trade is a net benefit? And then you'll say no, and then I walk through, like, one by one. Well, do you think...
It's sample a lot of the time. I mean, you do it, too, with the questions. You ask, like, NPC dialogue tree. Like, you have them all ready to go. You have all the dialogue trees ready to go.
I mean, I don't have any dialogue trees. I have notes, but I don't have dialogue trees.
Ready to go.
To be clear, do you think having a dialogue tree is always a bad thing, or, like...
I think it's a good thing to have a dialogue tree, but you have to be able to read the dialogue tree, answer outside of it. Like you can't just like only be within your little tree. You gotta like leave your little nest every once in a while and answer them. Not like you. A little more challenging.
It is.
But all these things are really irrelevant. Tariffs,
what's the relevant thing?
What changes whether we have one or not? Like fundamentally in America, not much. Like consumer price.
It depends. Ooh. It depends on the
like
level.
Nothing. Yeah, but it's like nothing in America changes whether or not we have them. Like,
do you
it's still
agree
the
or
same
disagree that
country,
do you agree or
there's
disagree
no,
that the
like all the issues are the same.
do you agree or disagree that the
good.
price of washing machines went up after Trump imposed tariffs on washing machines?
I'm sure they did. I don't know. Probably.
Okay, so something did change there, right? The price of the price to consumers increased.
Yeah, but like I don't care about that because I think that the gain.
Okay, but you can see there that something changed, right? Like clearly this does affect consumer prices.
The production is greater than the loss to consumers, and that's just because we have different priorities. You prioritize.
No, we don't have different priorities. We have a different understanding of the facts.
And I prioritize American manufacturing, American independence economically, and things like that.
No, we don't have a misunderstanding. We don't disagree. Well, we do disagree on priorities. But our disagreement here isn't over priorities. It's a disagreement over like what facts and models show.
Well,
like,
yeah,
it's like it's not like a thing of like
no.
It's not. I agree that tariffs will bring manufacturing back.
You have all these like you have all these preloaded. Oh, Trump people give these reasons for why they're good, and we have things to like say. Oh, not true, not true. Oh, it actually increases the jobs. Oh, it actually makes the like. You have these examples for like things that I don't even know what I was gonna say there, but like you have these preloaded examples that address like kind of irrelevant points, or they're kind of just like they're not relevant things. It's like, or I don't even know. It's like they give these irrelevant answers, and then you have irrelevant debunks for their not relevant answers, and then it becomes a mess.
I don't like. What's an example of a question that I asked that like wasn't relevant?
Like, oh, we need to protect.
Wait, here's a question. Would you take the opinion of let's say you talk to someone. I know what you're talking about.
You're referring to the Trump rhetoric.
Let's say you talk to someone. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Look, let's say you talk to someone and he denies, let's say, evolution. Do you believe in evolution?
Do
you believe in evolution?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. So let's say you talk to someone and they like deny evolution. They deny all the consensus around evolution, but they cannot define to you what like a protein is. They don't know what an enzyme is. They have no clue like what's a membrane. Right? They don't know. Like, would you take their opinion seriously? Would you respect it in any way?
I appeal to authority every time. Every time there's an economist who's an expert, or there's an expert.
How does that answer?
That's not an appeal to authority. That's not an appeal to authority. Okay, I'm done. This guy's retarded. No, but I really am perplexed why you keep people like that around, because I don't think it helps stream. It's just like, it may be for like 5 minutes, but at a certain point it just becomes like a platform for trolls. I don't know. But yeah, that's my take.
Well, like you have these rhetoric responses. Like you have responses for rhetoric, which I'm not giving rhetoric. So I don't know. It doesn't really work that much.
Right. So, like, what's an example of a question that I asked that wasn't relevant? You keep saying I'm not asking like relevant questions.
What I meant was like, you had, so the Trump people they'll say something like it protects the jobs or whatever, and then you're like, oh, it's actually not gain on jobs. Like you have these.
Well, yeah, I have beliefs, yes, and I will
answers to rhetoric. Like you have these
that's not the
economic answers. The specific. You have
your claim was that I asked I ask irrelevant questions. I asked you for an example of an irrelevant question I asked, and you just pivoted to me having answers to questions.
Dude, I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble today. I can't really speak very well today.
Okay, well, I'm gonna react to Piers Morgan now.
You should react to 10th Amendment stunner.
The issue is, again, you're so unbelievably retarded on this that I'm not going to take anything like you say like seriously, because like you could be right on them. I'm never going to trust it coming from you.
Yeah, like you can analyze it independently. You don't need my analysis. You can do your own. Perfect.
Sure.
Brilliant. You don't need to rely on me. Brilliant.
Okay. Well,
I was right because about the tariffs, lower cost does not mean a comparative advantage. Everything else was
so long as there are a relative price difference, it doesn't matter how that got there. We can benefit from trade. Do you concede to that?
I don't think so. No, I think
Okay, you're
we get there,
wrong.
Matt, I think if we get there through efficiency.
Wait. So just a real quick question.
Through.
Okay, wait. Stop. Stop. Shut the fuck up so I can ask a question. Okay. Let's say you have a country and we're importing clothes from Bangladesh. Okay, we're importing clothes from Bangladesh and we export whatever to them. Okay. Let's say that we believe that that Bangladesh is genuinely more productive or whatever, right, in producing clothes. But then we find out a journalist goes undercover, finds a secret factory underground that's actually just a sweatshop where there's unregulated labor that lets them produce clothes more cheaply or whatever. Does our economic gain from trade with them become any less real?
Well, from it being cheaper and not more efficient?
From trading with them. Does their economic gain from trade with them become any less real because now we suddenly found out that it was actually made in a sweatshop and not just because they're more productive or whatever? Or even if they were subsidizing it.
From efficiency, in my opinion, to be legitimate.
Legitimate? What do you mean legitimate? Now you're making a value judgment, though. Now you're
with the same efficiency, with less production, like with.
Wait, but now you understand when you say legitimate, you're shifting from economics towards like morality, towards like value judgments, right?
No, I'm saying like if you have the same amount of efficiency and the only difference is that, then.
Okay, so can you answer my question then? If we're a country and we're trading with Bangladesh, right? We're importing clothes from Bangladesh. Now we think that we're benefiting from this because Bangladesh is more productive at producing clothing. But then later we find out Bangladesh actually just has really loose labor laws and therefore, is cheaper because they have because of whatever
on a comparative
cost advantage. Sure. Does their economic gain with them become any less real?
I think so.
Okay, that's unbelievable.
Like, we get some economic gain from that, yes, because now American producers have a lower cost of production, right? That's actually a good point.
Well, no,
which is
American consumers have a cheaper price of imports. Well, it's consumers who benefit, producers lose, but okay.
Well, like, if no, I meant like if you produce with a good that the other country's producing for cheaper.
Oh, sure. If there's an input, sure.
It's not good. Now I have to produce for more expensive. All right, like which I think was a good point, but I don't know why you didn't remain on that point, because that was actually a good point. But
what point? You cut out.
About how if you make I don't even know what the fuck example.
Inputs.
Well, let's say you make let's say you made batteries more expensive through tariffs, right? And it benefits the American
inputs more expensive.
Battery companies, but it hurts the American companies which produce things with it. So because it makes it cheaper for them to produce and them to manufacture with those goods, which is actually a good point. But I still think that when there's no comparative advantage and only a cost advantage, it's okay to tariff to essentially neutralize.
It's okay, or would lead to a net benefit.
If there's no benefit of efficiency and only on cost, then you're able to level the cost playing field. That's totally fair.
So you dispute the fact. Wait, okay.
Because it protects manufacturing, which has so many benefits.
Right.
So much more than cheaper goods have.
Right. So you dispute the fact that relative price differences can lead to economic benefits, or lead to net benefits. That is.
What's the English version of that? Net, blah, 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 blah. Does
there being a cost, what do we call it? Cost advantage or whatever, does trading with those people preclude there being a net benefit to that trade? Is it impossible for there to be a net benefit if they have a cost advantage?
We benefit in some ways and lose in other ways.
Oh my god! What an unbelievably weaselly fucking way to answer that question. Do you agree, or does it preclude there being a net benefit to trade if the country has a... That is absolutely... Saying, if I ask you a yes or no question, you say, well, you gain in some ways and lose in some way. That's an unbelievably weaselly way to answer that question.
Because you're saying
I'm asking on net. No, I'm not. That is an... no! Didn't I literally say... I literally said net benefit, did I not? Does that preclude it being a net benefit?
And there's no losses. I don't think it's a benefit. I think it's a loss.
So, wait, no, I don't get... Okay. So, if a country has a relative difference in price, let's say because of a subsidy, does that precludes it being a net benefit to engage in trade with them?
One issue with your arguments is they're all...
Can you answer that question?
Economic efficiency arguments that are bad.
Wait, can you answer that question? Or are you not going to answer it?
Oh, wait, what was your question?
I've asked this like 3 times. Okay, if a country has...
Great question.
If there's a relative difference in price because of a subsidy or whatever, does that preclude it there being a net benefit to engaging with trade in that country?
No.
Okay, thank you. So we agree.
Yes and no. It's like
yes
a nuance.
Oh my god.
Yes no,
wait, that is no. It is a yes or no.
If you're saying there's a overall benefit, no, I wouldn't say there's a net benefit. I would say there's some benefits. And
does it preclude there being a net benefit? Does it make it literally impossible for the... Wait. My question was, does it preclude it being a net benefit?
Yes, it does preclude it then.
Okay, so it's literally impossible for a country to subsidize something and for us to benefit, and for it to be a net benefit to engage in trade with that country that subsidizes that good.
It's more of a loss than it is a gain. Yeah, like that's what I mean. It's more of a loss than a gain.
Can you answer that, or?
I think the losses outweigh the gains. So it's not a net. Like, it's not an overall positive because...
Hello? Is it me that's muted? Or...
What, can you not hear me?
Your cranial nerve exam by
testing. I believe the losses outweigh the gains. Why can't I hear? All right, hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi? Oh, I can hear you again. Okay. So is your position that it precludes there being a net benefit or not?
I don't think it's an overall benefit because I think the losses outweigh the gain.
Wait, I don't, does it preclude it being a net benefit? Preclude, make it impossible.
I think that the losses outweigh the gains, yes.
Does it make... it makes it impossible for the losses to outweigh the gains.
I need the full question. Like, now this is just like...
If a country has a relative price difference because of regulations or subsidies or labor laws or environmental laws, does it preclude that being a net benefit to engage in trade with that country?
If they have no comparative advantage, only cost, then yes.
Okay, it makes it literally impossible. Okay. Let's think this on an individual level for a second, because
I think the losses outweigh the gains. Is that not true?
That's not my question. My question is whether them subsidizing the industry precludes that being a possibility, or precludes it being a possibility that's not true. Makes it impossible so that it is true, that the benefits outweigh the losses.
I don't think the benefits outweigh the losses when it's only a cost advantage and not a comparative advantage.
it makes it impossible that the benefits outweigh the losses. Not just that in any given instance it might be the case, but it makes it literally impossible. It precludes it from being a possibility.
If America is competitive in that thing, then yes.
Competitive in that? What do you mean competitive in that thing?
Like if their production in America is competitive with the production elsewhere, but the cost is different, then yes, it is good to have protectionism.
Okay, so preclude. My question is not if it's good to have protectionism, it's if it precludes there being a net benefit from engaging in trade with them. I guess here's okay. If a country is subsidizing X industry to make their prices cheaper, do you agree that then when we export stuff, right, we're going to export things and we get their foreign currency, do you agree that if they have a cost advantage, that we're going to be able to get more for our exports because they subsidize it?
Yes.
Okay,
wait,
so we're getting...
yes, we're going to get more for our exports, but that doesn't matter.
Okay, wait. No, yes, it does. Yeah, because all free trade is a way to indirectly produce imports by first producing exports and then trading for those imports. You understand that, right? Like...
Yeah.
So you understand the implication of what you just said is we're getting more for our exports.
But that's but I believe those gains...
No, agree to that. We're getting more for our exports. We're getting more imports for our exports, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
thank you. We're getting...
Yes.
No, shut the...
well, yes. No. Well...
What do you mean? Oh my god, bro.
Well... Wait, can you ask it again?
Okay, if a country subsidizes their industry so they have a cost advantage in that industry, does that mean that when we sell our exports and get foreign currency, doesn't that mean that we're getting more imports for the same exports?
Versus producing it here?
I'm not talking about producing it here right now. That's not relevant.
Yes, it is.
No, I don't think you... Okay. I don't think you understood the question if you just ask versus producing it here. That's not... It's a yes or no question. That's not how that works. Yes or no, if a country subsidizes X industry to have cost advantage, are we getting more for our imports than we were... Or sorry, more imports for our exports than we were previously?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So you agree...
I don't care.
Wait. So you agree less domestic resources are being used to get more? Because exports use our domestic resources to give to foreign countries, right? Or give is a weird word, but...
Probably, yes.
Okay. So we're using less domestic resources to get more.
Actually, I mean, like, it depends. Like, it's very dependent, very...
Is that... Well, it's actually really not.
Yes, it's dependent. It's very dependent on funds.
It's really not.
You don't understand. So dependent.
It's really not.
Depends on a lot.
If you agree that they're subsidizing it to make it cheaper, and then we get the same amount of foreign currency, we're going to be able to buy more for the same amount of exports, right?
I don't know.
Okay, well, you're mega retarded if you can't answer that now because you're...
I'm going to give an I don't know. I'm giving a neutral question.
Okay, well,
I'm giving a neutral answer.
I mean, that's changing your position from before where you said yes. I'm pretty sure you said yes to the question.
I think the loss is from not producing here.
You can't just keep not engaging with the questions I ask and then just say, well, I still think it because I don't actually engage with the questions you ask.
We're talking at each other. We both have different, like we're both talking about completely
you can't engage with my questions.
If you're not engaging with mine either. It's like we're both
what question of yours have I not engaged with?
I don't remember off the top of my head all of my questions. I don't remember all my questions.
I'm pretty sure I've answered every question you've asked.
I don't think so.
Well, I think so. So can you answer this question?
But you haven't addressed about do the gains outweigh the losses.
I think
You're trying to give me,
I
like,
am
reasons
addressing
for
that.
why
I'm giving you reasons for why the
but
gains outweigh the losses.
you're gonna have efficiency arguments. You're like, yes, like all these are on efficiency. All these are like not on things that I care about. That I actually care about.
But we disagree whether they're good on efficiency too. I understand we also I understand we also have different priorities. I understand we also have different priorities, but we disagree on whether, even with my priorities, tariffs accomplish the goal.
I think my priorities are more important, and I think that's what matters. I think that the priority.
Then concede. Well, I need you to concede that with my priorities, tariffs would still be bad.
If we're talking about who has the lowest, lowest consumer price, then yeah, you're totally right, man. You got.
Well, I don't care about just lower consumer price. I care about
though.
net benefits. I care about the net benefit.
Net benefits,
so not just
whatever, you know. Yeah.
So you can see that free trade is a net benefit, then, right?
Unrestricted imports, not free trade. Don't call it free trade. You're capping.
Wait, what do you think? I am in support of free trade. Do you disagree with that?
I don't think you think there should be a level playing field of production and exports, which matters.
I don't think that.
Trade.
Okay, level playing field. What does that even mean?
Matter.
Wait, hold on. Is there a level playing field between California and Massachusetts when it comes to growing almonds?
Like regulations, not in natural.
Wait, just answer that. Yes or no? Is there a level playing field?
In regulations, yeah, pretty much, because we
not in regulations, just at all. Is there a level playing field?
No, that's not what I'm talking about, though. That's a completely different.
Okay, then say in regulations.
Oh, yeah.
Don't say level playing field.
Yes, and yes.
Okay, level playing field and
regulations and labor standards. And things like that.
My position is that just because there isn't a level playing field does not preclude it being a net benefit to engage in trade. That is my position.
Because
do you disagree with that claim?
Level playing field, then the
Wait, do you disagree with that claim?
The difference.
Do you
in
disagree with that
cost
claim? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Do you disagree with that claim?
I'm saying that if.
Do you disagree with that claim? Can you answer if you disagree with the claim or not?
With what claim?
What was your position? Your position, just because there's an unlevel playing field does not preclude there being a net benefit to trade. That is my position. Do you disagree with that claim?
Yes, I do disagree with that. Well, if I do disagree that it's a benefit. It's not a benefit.
Well, I'm net benefit, but yeah. Okay, great. This is where we've been disagreeing. So you understand we don't just have wait. Do you understand? We don't just have different priorities. We disagree with my priorities of it.
More than you gain because we prioritize different things.
No, it's not because we prioritize different things.
Yes, you prioritize economic efficiency and
well, I understand we do prioritize. No, I'm not disputing the fact that we do prioritize different things. I'm just saying that you think you
materialist.
Yeah, you disagree with the claim. You disagree with the claim that there being an unlevel playing field does not preclude there being a net benefit. This isn't an issue of priorities. This is an issue of this is
regulations and stuff. Yeah.
Of a factual matter. So you understand this isn't an issue of priorities of we agree on,
Is there a net
X.
benefit to producing here?
If
we have the same level of efficiency as a country and they have a cost advantage, is there any benefit to producing here?
There is a benefit, not a net benefit.
There's many benefits and they outweigh
I dispute that they outweigh the cost.
It outweighs
because those producing here, we could. I know. I don't think it does. The producing here causes deadweight loss because we previously could have imported. We previously could.
If they have a.
So long as there's a relative price difference.
I don't think that. Because that just means.
It could be true even if a country is subsidizing an industry. It could be true even if a cost of it. So long as there's a relative price difference and that differs from domestic opportunity cost, then it is true. It remains true.
Yeah, and I don't believe that.
Okay, so you understand.
There's no advantage.
I'm going to go down the same route hole. You're going to hate these specific questions, okay? You're going to hate it. I'm going to ask leading questions.
Brilliant question.
Do you agree that before tariff is implemented or whatever, Sorry, I'm fucking forgetting the questions now. Do you agree that prior to a tariff being implemented, we were importing the good for cheaper?
Yes.
Okay, do you agree after the tariff is implemented, domestic resources are being used to produce that good?
Yes.
So domestic resources are being used to produce a good that previously could have been imported for cheaper?
Yes.
Okay, my claim is that is deadweight loss because domestic resources are being wasted to produce a good that could have otherwise just been produced cheaper, or could have been
How are they being
indirectly produced?
Being used fucking efficiently, and they're being
They're not efficient. They're not.
How is that waste?
Because we could be getting.
How is productive labor a waste? How is that?
It's not. No, it's not productive. It's the exact opposite of productive. We're reducing total output because you're getting less for more.
No.
Yeah, well, you agree. No. You agree that domestic resources are being used to produce something that otherwise could have been imported for cheaper.
Yes.
Well, those and you agree those domestic resources could have been used for something else otherwise, right?
If we're talking only about efficient use of resources, yes, you're right. But that's not what I care about. That's and that's the difference.
Well, I just want you to, because previously you didn't concede to that. If you concede,
I don't care about most efficient use of resources because there's gains to not using resources most efficiently.
Okay, then stop pretending like you do. Then don't engage in the argument at all. Because when I ask these questions, is this a net benefit in terms of economic efficiency or whatever? You keep saying no, and then we have to go down all these rabbit holes. And once you realize you're wrong, then we finally switch to we have different priorities.
You're right on that. You're right. No, I conceded. No, you're right. But it's not things that I prioritize. I don't prioritize economic efficiency. I don't. Because there's things we lose from outsourcing American manufacturing, right? And those are important and outweigh the cost to consumers.
What do we lose?
We lose our economic independence. Now we rely on the...
So is your position that we should be entirely self-sufficient?
Huh?
Your position is that we should be entirely self-sufficient?
No, I'm saying that we should produce things we have a comparative advantage in, and that other countries should produce things.
Well, that's my position.
No, it's my position.
You also don't like the service sector at all, right? So.
No, the service sector sucks. I think more people should be working in manufacturing.
Okay, so your guy's great. So you don't think we should specialize in the way we're comparative? You understand we have a comparative advantage in the service sector, right? Like insurance?
Yes, in some service, not all services are productive or good. A lot of them are just...
Did I make that claim?
Most services are just loss.
Wait, did I make the claim that all services are productive and good? Did I make the claim that all services are productive and good?
Are services better than manufacturing?
Wait, did I make the claim that all services are productive and good?
Yes.
I did not actually make that claim. Those words actually never came out of my mouth.
Broad yes or no. Oh, is this efficient? Yes or no? Oh, then
I don't think I've really quite asked that.
In any way.
Well, to be clear, if we're getting less for more, then that is kind of by definition less efficient. That is the position that I backed you into, and now you're running away.
I don't care about efficiency, though. I think we gain more.
Previously, your claim was that because countries only have a quote-unquote cost advantage and not a comparative advantage, that precludes there being economic gains in economic efficiency. I proved to you that is not the case, and now you're running away saying, I actually don't care about economic efficiency, I care about other things.
I'm not running away from anything. This is all...
Okay, so do you agree? So do you think that because if a country subsidizes X product, that engaging in trade with them, do you think that precludes it being a net benefit?
In terms of efficiency...
Okay, so we still disagree on that. Okay, so let's fight on that. Okay, do you agree?
Wait, hold on. Can you repeat that question? I have to re-answer it.
Oh my God, I repeated this question 10 times. I don't have it memorized by now. Okay. Do you think if a country has a cost advantage in something because of how they regulate it, or because they subsidize it, that precludes there being a net benefit in terms of economic efficiency for engaging in trade with them?
No.
Okay. Previously, you disagreed with that. Thanks.
Because I thought like you meant who at like. I didn't know that you were only referring to economic efficiency.
Yeah,
I thought you were like
sure, buddy.
in general, like a broad, like all reasons included. Is this a gain? Yes or no? Like, is this a benefit? Yes or no? Not. Is this more efficient? Is this going to create more? And I'm like, I don't worship the free market. I don't worship economic efficiency or the GDP or whatever the fuck things. I prioritize things that matter more.
What are the four components of GDP? Wait, what are the four components of GDP?
I don't prioritize the lower consumer. It's actually 5 non-fun. If you knew them, you would know.
No, it's 4. 5. No, it's 4.
No, it's typically 5 components of GDP.
Nope, it's 4.
You would know all of them. 5.
Nope, it's 4. I mean, you can break it down into further stuff. You can break it down into basically as many as you want, but
there's a 5th hidden component that only the smart economists like I would know.
Right. So what is it?
It would be imports.
Imports are not included in GDP. Nope.
See, that's where. Yeah, see, that's not and that's where you're missing the component. And that's the one you're missing.
Imports are not. The net effect of imports in GDP is 0. Wait, do you think imports reduce GDP? Wait.
I don't care.
Well, you don't know because you can't even define what GDP is. Wait, but do you think imports reduce GDP?
Yes. No. Yes.
Nice one.
No.
Okay.
But I think that we lose more than we gain.
In terms of what?
I think we lose more than we gain. I think us being reliant on other countries is a big factor that you're not considering.
Well, to be clear, I think there are cases where... Wait. I have considered it, and there are tariffs that I do support for that very reason. I do think we should probably tariff semiconductors from China, because I don't want to be dependent on China for semiconductors. But there are that's not something I haven't considered. Wait, to be clear, you watch my streams. Do you think in all the reading I've done in tariffs, I've never come across an argument? Is that something I've never considered?
I think it's something that you've never considered.
Wait, no, answer that.
It's something you've missed. You missed it.
It's something I've missed. In all the reading I've done, I've never read a book or taken notes on like what if we shouldn't be dependent on some countries for X. That's something I've missed.
Oh yeah, you've missed it.
Yeah, I've missed it. Right. Okay. So, do you know who No Opinion is?
What do we lose? From
wait. Stop. Do you know who Noah Smith is? No Opinion.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. Well, if you've read my stream, or watched my stream, you should have seen me one. Yeah, Noah Smith. He's an economist, and he talks a lot about why we shouldn't be dependent on China for a lot of things. He's more pro-tariff than I am on China. And I've read basically...
I'm not an econ, bro. I don't know all these fucking nitty-gritty arguments.
Yeah, nitty-gritty arguments, yeah. The reason I'm pointing this out is something...
Jobs?
Yeah, great. This is not something I've missed. It's something I've read quite a bit about. And I do think there are reasons to support tariffs on certain things from China. But that's about it.
I think we should tariff things where there's no comparative advantage and only a cost advantage in order to level the playing field. Is that not fair?
I don't think that. I don't know. Fair is a value judgment. I think it's actually, not a net benefit.
Free trade. That is free trade. Free trade is leveling the playing field. It is.
No, free trade is just the removal of barriers to import and export between countries. Yeah, that's all that is.
Yeah, which includes export.
Does not require a level playing field. Also, stop saying level playing. You mean level playing field and regulation. You don't actually care about just a level playing field because it's absurd. That you're reduced to absurdity if you say that.
See, this is where we disagree. I think we should produce things we have a comparative advantage at. You don't. So,
I do think that.
That's fair.
I think we should specialize in what we comparative advantage in.
But not if there's you think we should.
I think we should do what there's a net benefit to doing.
There's not a cost advantage. Until there's not a cost advantage, and then we should export our manufacturing.
Well, our position is that there's still a net benefit to that. It's my position.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'll explain
Sorry,
to you
I was
why.
reading chat.
My position is that we should do what's in our interest, and I think there's a net benefit we can gain from trade if we trade with countries that have relative price differences, and that can happen because they subsidize industries.
We have a comparative advantage at. You don't think we should if the other country had cost advantage?
Well,
right?
I think we gain from that still.
More than we lose?
Yes.
I don't agree with that.
Well, we've run through this, and you already conceded on it before, but okay.
In terms of efficiency, sure, but I'm talking about in terms of overall, all things considered. Are we?
What else are we considering?
From outsourcing, like we're not considering the loss of jobs in America. We're not considering.
Wait, no, I am considering that as part of economic efficiency. Well, I shouldn't say just jobs. But
The trade imbalance. We're not considering.
Wait. The trade imbalance. Okay. The trade imbalance. First of all, that is encompassed in economic efficiency. You can be economically efficient to have a trade imbalance. Two, you don't understand what the trade imbalance is. Wait, localist. Wait, localist. What is the
carbon footprint?
Wait, localist. Do you think that we should solve our current account deficit, the trade deficit?
I don't even know what that means. Nonfon.
You just said the trade deficit. What do you mean you don't know what that means?
These are econ bro terms, and you're using them.
Wait, do you not know? You said it though. You literally said it doesn't consider the trade imbalance. Do you understand what that means?
Oh yes.
Did you say that term without knowing what it means?
I thought you said something else.
Well, I said current account deficit at first, but that kind of is an econ bro term, so I dumbed it down for you because you're dumb. Do you think that we should get rid of our current account deficit, the trade deficit?
No, because we should produce what we have a comparative advantage in, and so should they.
Okay. I didn't expect you to say that because I thought you hate all deficits, but
I don't hate all deficits. I just hate ones that are made from, lowering labor, like lowering regulations with labor and environment regulations and things that protect workers and.
Right, but these can lead to relative price differences, right? You agree with that?
What? That those things can lead to a price. Yes, that's what I've been saying. So they have a cost advantage, but they don't have a comparative advantage.
So do you agree that these relative price differences can make it so there's a net benefit to engaging with trade in them?
With efficiency, yes, but I don't care because I think that's a loss more than it is a gain.
Right. So what's the loss? What's the loss? The loss is
we depend on them for that good. We lose those manufacturing in America, like we don't manufacture, which means that we depend on them, which means there's a trade imbalance as well.
So it's a cost, right?
It makes the trade imbalance worse.
Why is the trade imbalance a bad thing? Why is that a bad thing? Making a trade imbalance worse? Why is that bad? How does that ruin our economy?
It's not good for our economy when we're outsourcing
why is it
things.
Wait, why is the trade imbalance bad for our economy? Why is the trade imbalance bad for our economy?
A trade imbalance isn't necessarily good or bad, but
Okay, thank you.
But increasing a trade imbalance through outsourcing is bad.
I disagree.
If there's no comparative advantage. That's
as long as there's a relative price difference, there's a net benefit there. I disagree.
As long as there's a cost advantage, yes, you think as long as there's a cost advantage, then there's...
Well, as long as there's a relative price, as long as the relative price differs from domestic opportunity cost.
I would agree if we're only talking about market efficiency and then lowering costs and all
you keep saying the loss is just things that I account for in economic efficiency. It's like the trade deficit, and then it's like
priorities.
Well, no, because we disagree also on...
It's priorities.
No, it's not just priorities.
It is priorities.
For example,
because you prioritize economic efficiency and lowest consumer price. And I
oh my god, I don't disagree.
Resilience.
I don't disagree. We also have a difference of priorities. But for example, do you believe that tariffs, universal tariffs, will bring American manufacturing back?
Yes, I think that. Well, I think that if we tariff things that we have, I think if there's no comparative advantage and only a cost advantage, and we tariff that thing, then yes, the then
Okay.
then American.
So do you think that
manufacturing will
universal
flourish.
tariffs will bring American manufacturing back? Is the question I asked, and you actually did not answer that. So
I answered. I answered well.
okay. So do you think that universal tariffs will bring American manufacturing back? Is my question.
If we tariff countries that we only have,
Okay,
Cost-
I'm gonna ask
or
the
that
same
we-
question until I
have
get
a
an
cost
answer to it, and
disadvantage.
you don't just pivot.
and cost advantage pivot. This is not a pivot. This is answering the
So
question.
you're
with
not
a nuance.
answering the question at all.
You hate that. You hate that. You're like, only these confines. We're only in these.
Which you're not
confines. You can't
answering the
leave.
question.
I'm answering the question.
No,
I'm saying if we have a comparative, or if there's no comparative advantage and only a cost advantage, and we tariff it, blah blah. I don't even remember what you
that
said.
doesn't tell
I
me
remember.
whether or not you think universal tariffs will bring American manufacturing back. That does not tell me the answer to that question.
If we have only a cost disadvantage.
Oh my
then yes,
God!
it will.
I don't
Bring back
stop just doing the like conditional. If it's a conditional, then the answer is no. You should say no. Oh my God! You fucking
If we don't have a
retard.
comparative advantage, then obviously. It's not
Hold on,
good for
you
business.
realize I'm
If
asking.
we have the comparative advantage, but not cost advantage, then yes, it will bring it back. If we don't have a comparative advantage, it won't bring back manufacturing. Is what I'm saying. I don't know how that's not answering your question.
You understand?
If there's a comparative advantage, but
If I'm asking, would universal tariffs bring American manufacturing back, and you answer it with, I think tariffs on these goods will bring manufacturing back. You understand? You can just answer the question with no, right? That's all you have to do. It's so fucking annoying.
but why?
Because I want to fucking answer to my question. I don't want you to ramble on.
If we have the same level of efficiency, then a tariff will bring back American manufacturing. Yes.
So would universal
With the same
tariffs bring back American manufacturing?
But why Nonfon? But why?
Can you answer the question?
I don't know, man. This is too much. This is too much.
The answer is no. Implicitly,
I
with your own
answered
answer, the
no.
answer is no. But you won't. I don't know why you just won't commit
You're
to
doing
saying the word
dialogue,
no.
Jesus.
I'm not
Yeah,
doing
because
the
it's dialogue.
dialogue tree. I don't. You can look at my screen. I don't have any dialogue. I have notes pulled up on my screen, a little bit of them, but I don't have any dialogue tree pulled up on my screen right now.
Yeah, that's because you memorized it all. You somehow managed to memorize it all.
I've never written out a dialogue tree. I have notes on some things. So like,
You write them out, and then you get them in your head from that. You just
you honest, I stream all of my research. Like you can like watch me take the notes on like on everything. I don't have a dialogue tree. I have bullet points that I've written down for something. So like if we go to like my page or
Dialogue
something, so
tree.
like there's a job section here, and it's
jobs.
those bullet points. I have notes.
It's actually a net gain on jobs because they're going to be because the labor is going to be reallocated more efficiently all of a sudden. It'll somehow be more efficient.
You've already
It's all
conceded to that.
magic. It's all... No, I don't even
Yes,
think
you
that's
have.
true.
Okay, well let's go back then. Let's run the same argument. Do you agree that
I
if a
don't
country
think that-
do you agree if a country has a relative price advantage that differs from domestic opportunity cost, that we're getting more for our exports?
If you lose your job, you're not going to do something more efficient than your previous job.
Oh my God, I'm talking about on net. Why are you switching to an individual now? Are you killing me?
I don't care about like net jobs. Because I'm not caring about net jobs. That's not my priority. That's like the
Okay, great. But
on,
my
like,
question's about net
that's
jobs, and
lower
then
on
don't try
priority
to
than the other
answer it by shifting to an individual to say either like I'm neutral or no or like.
I don't know. I'm not prepared, and I'm still crushing you in this. Totally
It's just not
crushing you.
true.
Overly just ruining your arguments here.
Right. You don't understand. Again, it's like a lot of this debate is like the 3-year-old, who says like, 1 + 1 = 3. It's like, well, they don't even know enough to be like fully wrong. Like, you can't define productivity, you can't define efficiency, I don't think you can define what GDP is. Like,
what's the formula for all these things?
Well, if you're making a strong claim about all these things, then you should understand how they were calculated. Like, you're making a claim about productivity and efficiency, but you can't even define them.
I don't think that economic efficiency is as important as American resilience, American jobs,
Maybe that's true. But then when we press you on things like efficiency, you should just concede to that, and then we can switch over to that argument. But you didn't concede to that. No, you did not concede to that until after Sample left. You reckon it was after that? I remember.
I thought you were talking about all things considered. Is this good or bad?
Okay.
Which then I would say bad. If it's efficiency only, then yes, good. If it's all things considered, then no. I think that the losses outweigh the gains.
But the losses are...
Which is the difference of priorities. You don't prioritize American resilience and American manufacturing. Which is fine. You don't have to. Like, you can be on the lowest consumer price party, but like it just...
Well, I care about real incomes and productivity as a primary. I don't think jobs are...
Like,
well, I don't... Well, here's a question.
Here's a wait. Effects on real income. Then that's not going to be like then yes, like you win in the net income debate. But I don't care about net income. Which one makes us more? Which one makes us more resilient? My position.
It depends. Resilient, how so? I would dispute that being entirely
less dependent on
Tariffs on certain countries can make us less dependent on those specific countries. I would agree there. And I think that can be justification for tariffs. What I would disagree with is we're more resilient overall from if we tariff literally everything. Although I guess it seems like you conceded that we shouldn't tariff literally everything, but you still haven't provided a clear yes or no on that. But
I think we should. I mean, I gave the conditions for when we should and when we shouldn't. Like, it's
okay,
very
so you agree that
reasonable.
Wait, so to be clear, you don't think that we should tariff everything, right?
No, like, we shouldn't just tariff randomly things that people have a comparative advantage at. We shouldn't just be tariffing it. But if it's only a cost, then yes, we should be, and that levels the playing field and protects American manufacturing from undercutting. If you think that it's just really undercut because it's a net gain or whatever the fuck, which is fine. That's like something that you can think, but like I just don't think that's like...
What's the argument for not being a net benefit? What's the argument for not being a net benefit?
To what? Net benefit to what?
To everything here.
To everything?
Yep.
Yeah, like all things considered, I don't think it's a benefit, no.
Why not? Why is it not
I think
a
American
benefit?
resilience matters. I think producing those things in America is better than having a lower cost and producing it, a slightly lower cost and producing it over in China.
Okay. I would agree there are cases. I would agree there are cases where the benefit from a national security perspective outweighs the economic cost. I would agree with that. That's fine.
Yeah, but like you're only caring about that. Like you're only caring about that one thing, national security. Okay, what about resilience?
That's the point you just mentioned. Those are synonymous to me. The national security. We're more nationally secure because we're more resilient to other countries doing shit.
Not dependent on them for certain goods.
Well, that's the national security. Yes, that's
we should want to be dependent on people for less things unless they have a comparative advantage. So simple. So easy.
I think we should do what's in our net.
Comparative advantage, then sure. And if they don't, we should level the playing field to make sure the cost is the same if no one has a comparative advantage. That's like free trade almost. That's like equal trade. That's not free trade, but it's equal trade. And I think we should have equal trade.
Wow, nice one, bro.
Equal. That's a great term. I'm going to use it now. I think we should have equal trade. You think that they should just undercut us with fucking regulations and sweatshops and shit?
I think that's a net benefit, is my position.
More efficient economically, and you think it'll give us the
Wait, you've
price?
conceded? No, stop saying I think. You've conceded that. No, stop. Concede that. Concede. You also think it's more efficient. You also think it's more efficient. You've already conceded that. I've actually gotten you concede it multiple times because you keep going off.
No, I don't think it's more economically efficient to be. No, I don't. But that's not what I care about more. Like, I care more about.
Stop. You said it's not economically more efficient. Do you agree that we're getting more imports for the same amount of exports if they have a cost advantage? Do you agree that we're getting more imports for the same amount of exports if they have a cost advantage? If they're in subsidizing the industry, like the cost advantage because of the subsidy.
Yes, but it's not relevant to me because
stop. But you can see that makes it more efficient, right? You can see that makes it more efficient.
It makes what more efficient?
The trade it benefits the efficiency of the entire nation. It makes our entire nation more productive. Economic efficiency is maximized.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. I don't know. Thank you. Yes.
Well, yes. And that's because now you can produce with those things that
we can produce more cheaper, overall at a lower cost. Yes.
Ends up in it ends up in better economic outcomes in that sense, but not in the sense that I'm talking about, which is what I care about. Which you're not even.
Wait, what economic outcome is better on? Is worse off on net? Are jobs worse off on net? Are jobs worse off on net?
I don't think that's even a thing. I don't even think that I don't think that even exists. I don't think that
net jobs don't exist.
No, I don't think that
that's some position
makes more jobs. No, I don't think that it does.
You can see that it raises real income and increases productivity.
It doesn't matter.
Do you think?
Doesn't increase.
Wait, stop. Wait. Do you think that if? Wait, stop. Wait, no. Wait. All else equal, does higher productivity and increased real income lead to more job growth and increased GDP growth?
You cut out for a second. I missed half what you said.
All else equal, ceteris paribus. Okay. Does increased productivity and increased real income lead to job growth and increased GDP growth as well? Do those three things lead to job growth? Typically, at least, all else equal.
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that trade increases those things?
I think that we should be.
Wait, do you think that trade increases those things?
Yeah, I think trade increases everything.
Okay.
Nonfon, stop curling your fingers on your face. Please do. I can't handle it anymore.
Thanks, Wise Kanye West for 5 bits. Okay, I gotta go react to Pierson Morgan, dude.
You're wrong. I won. I think it's settled.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Kill me. How many times did I have to go through the same exact thing with him just to get him to concede repeatedly that it increases economic efficiency? Literally, I had to run through the 10 times he did. What does he write about even? He had literally I had to run through 10 different times the same exact thing just to explain it. If you want to chat with me live, sub here or go to Nonfon420 on Twitch or Kick via the links below. Once again, please like and sub to help with the algorithm, and consider sending a donation through YouTube Super Thanks to directly support me, and I'll make sure to reply to any question you ask. See you guys next time.